In October of last year, a dismembered human foot was discovered in the stairwell of a Chicago high-rise. When they investigated it further, they found the owner of that foot and a mystery that took about a year to solve. Let's talk about it. This video contains mature themes and discussions intended only for adult audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello there, my friend. Welcome back to another true crime conversation with me, Gavin Fish. Here at the old Fish Family Ranch, we like to cut through the fluff and the sensationalism of true crime, get down to the nitty-gritty. It's not always possible because there's so many places here in these United States, in the fruited plain from sea to shining sea, that do not share documents the way some states do. States like Florida, states like Utah and Idaho, Minnesota, Arizona, states that are committed to transparency. Most states are not all that transparent, and unfortunately for us, the state of Illinois isn't all that transparent. And tonight we are talking about the case of the murder of Caitlin Tracey. But before we get into it, guys, you know what we're going to do. Let's check out some headlines.
True crime headlines.
I don't know, it just tickles me. I like it. I know some of you in the comments don't like the little segment stingers, the little intros, but I like them. And by the way, while we're going over these headlines, I've got a few that I want to bring up to you. Please stick in the comments where you're tuning in from. I like to see where you guys are from. We've got an international show. Okay, let's head on over here to CrimeCod. CrimeCod is a website that I publish. I've got a couple of really good writers. This one is Jacob Charles. Just to quickly go over some of the stuff that's happening in true crime, listen to this. Prosecutors say Minnesota man bludgeoned coworker to death because he, quote, didn't like her. Authorities say 40-year-old David Bruce DeLong confessed to striking 20-year-old Amber Check multiple times with a sledgehammer at their Coqueta workplace. Let's just see the lead here. Authorities say a Wright County man confessed to killing his coworker at a Coqueta factory because he didn't like her and had been planning the attack for some time. Quickly, the Wright County Sheriff's Office reports that deputies were called to the facility around 6 a.m. after an employee found Check at her workstation suffering from catastrophic head injuries. Oh, can you imagine? Can you imagine walking into work and finding your coworker like that? Despite life-saving efforts by deputies and paramedics, she was pronounced dead at the scene. They say a bloody sledgehammer was discovered near her body. Oh, anyway. He is in custody. He's scheduled to make his next court appearance on the 24th. What's next? What do we have next? From CrimeCod. Woman who falsely claimed to be Madeleine McCann gets 6 months for harassment. Wow. A British court convicted Julia Wandet of harassing Kate and Jerry McCann after she attempted to force a DNA test to prove she was their missing daughter. Lister. Let's see. Let me refresh this. I think that, to those of us across the pond here, again, in the fruited plains, we might read that and say, that says Leicester or Leicester, but it is not. It says Lister. Why? Because they take great liberties in the United Kingdom with their pronunciations of things. Great liberties. I'm not bitter about it. Anyway, Lister, UK. A Polish woman who spent years claiming to be Madeleine McCann was convicted of harassing the missing girl's parents in an English court on November 7th. Julia Wandel, 24, was sentenced to 6 months in prison, which she has already served after a 5-week trial at Lister Crown Court. A 5-week trial? She also faces deportation after an order was served on the court. As reported by The Guardian, she was found guilty of harassment, but was acquitted of the more serious charge of stalking. Her supporter, Karen Sprague, 61, who accompanied Wandelt on key occasions, was also acquitted of all charges the same day. Ah, the poor McCanns, man. Okay. From People, police confirm. Oh, this was sent to me by my OG supporter, Jamie. Police confirm influencer Michael Duarte was shot by officer during disturbance call in newly released details. And this is just tragically sad. Let me zoom in on this just a little bit. Police have shared new details about the death of California-based influencer Michael Duarte, who died on November 8th. The creator, known online under the handle Food with Bare Hands, was shot by police and was later pronounced dead at the hospital, a spokesperson for the Medina County Sheriff's Office told TMZ. Deputies responded to a 911 call in Castroville, Texas. So maybe they would pronounce that Medina. In Castroville, Texas, for a disturbance involving a male subject with a knife acting erratically. And a deputy discharged 2 rounds from her duty weapon, killing Duarte, the outlet reported. Then it talks about him on Instagram. We ask that you lift Michael's family up in prayer during this extremely difficult time. Their GoFundMe said this heartbreak came without warning, leaving Jessica to incur the expense of bringing him back home to California and covering funeral expenses. Wow. Duarte was raised in Calipatria, I'm sure they say Calipatria, California, a small city near the U.S.-Mexico border. At 14, he started working at a small Mexican restaurant owned by his uncle, whom he called a mentor. Well, I'm very sorry for Mr. Duarte. I imagine that he was the person that was wielding the knife and acting erratically. Just tragic. Tragic. Okay, from Law and Crime, woman fatally stabbed shopper in mall parking structure because she needed money for daughter's cheerleading trip, according to prosecutors. This kind of stuff just kills me. California prosecutors said that a woman accused of stabbing a retired nurse to death in a mall parking structure was looking for money so she could send her daughter on a cheerleading camp. Opening statements were presented in Torrance Superior Court on Wednesday in the murder trial of 47-year-old Sherry Lynette Townsend, according to courtroom reporting by Daily Breeze, a local news outlet. Prosecutors said Townsend is responsible for the fatal stabbing of 66-year-old Susan Leeds, a retired nurse, who was found bleeding in her Mercedes-Benz SUV. So was this a robbery? On May 3rd, 2018, Leeds had just finished a shopping trip at the Promenade on the Peninsula Mall in Rolling Hills, California. She died minutes after she was found. Wow. That kills me. That might be a trial we want to keep an eye on. Last one that I want to show is also from Law and Crime. Thought she was a thief. Dad's stepmom locked refrigerator cabinets to prevent starving 5-year-old girl from getting food, leaving her to eat Play-Doh, cops say. These kinds of stories, guys. These kinds of stories get me. They just get me. Like the victim of Kimberly Sullivan, right? They're just mean. They're just mean. And I have this whole kind of libertarian bent where I just don't want to give too much power to government authorities. On the other hand, there are dill holes like this. Dill hole coffee mug, available at gavinfish.com, by the way. That is delicious room temperature water. Anyway, there are dill holes like this that make me second guess that. Like, no, give them more power. I always come to my senses. We need balance in all of this. But Oh my goodness. A Utah father and his girlfriend are behind bars after they allegedly starved a 5-year-old girl to the point where she had to resort to eating her own feces and other non-food items such as Play-Doh. David Fivas, 32, and Jessica Harms, 44, stand accused of child torture. The Salt Lake County District Attorney's Office said, according to a probable cause arrest affidavit obtained by Law and Crime. Good for Law and Crime. I love that they post these, man. I love that they post these. The West Valley, West Valley. I lived for a year in Magna, which is on the west side of Salt Lake, with my sister and brother-in-law back way, way back in 1997. That is just west of West Valley City, which is just all part of the Salt Lake Valley. So West Valley police began investigating on August 30th after Fivas brought the 5-year-old girl to the hospital because she was not gaining weight and would eat her own feces. I'm giggling out of discomfort, not out of comedy. Fivas allegedly said he gained custody of the girl when she was about 15 months old and has steadily decreased on the growth chart. She weighed about the same as the typical 16-month-old child. But after more than 2 weeks in the hospital with consistent scheduled meals, she gained nearly 5 pounds. Shocking. These people put them in jail, keep them in jail for a long, long, long time. That's a sampling of the headlines going on right now in true crime.
True crime headlines.
I just love it. I love it. I don't even care. I love it, so I'm going to keep doing it. Let's check in with where you guys are from. See what we're seeing today. Oh, we got Portland, Oregon in the house. We got Maryland, North Carolina, Central Kentucky, British Columbia, our friends to the north, Jacksonville, Florida, Chester County, as far from Philly as possible No, that is not Chester County is as far from Philly as possible in PA. No, I am as far from Philly as possible in PA. Chester County is not. Mama Mia, hello from little old Delaware. Glad you're here. Kansas City in the house. Kansas City, Missouri, or Kansas City, Kansas? Who knows? New Hampshire, Kennesaw, Georgia, Central Missouri. See, I said it both ways there because I don't know how. I say Missouri. We got Virginia in the house, of course. Mooney's with us. Yorkshire, the UK. And kind of like Worcester, but spelled Worcestershire. Yes, indeed. Lister, let me tell you the reason I know. Dang it. Let me tell you the reason I know how Lister is pronounced. Because one time I was in England, in the Midlands, for a show. Where was that show? I'm trying to remember where that show was. But it is in the Midlands. And I had spent a day with my coworker throughout the whole Midlands. In fact, we'd gone to Oxfordshire. I've got a story about being kicked out of the Said Business School there in Oxford. But we went into a place to get some food. He wanted fish and chips, and I was happy to eat the chips. I'm not a fish person, ironically. But I said, how do you pronounce the name of this town? And she told me, Lista. So there we are. Bren says Leicester. No. I've been taught because of my tangent. At least she said Lister. But okay, Lester. Let's call the whole thing off. All right. Now you guys are talking about my hair and my weight loss. Yes, indeed. All right. So yes, those two are double dill holes. Faux show, Mooney. Oh my goodness. Starving a person is sadistic. Kathy from Kansas. Crime capital LA in the house. Or is that Louisiana? Or is it LA? Western Kentucky, Central Ohio, Long Island, Corpus Christi, Marine, Illinois, Erie, PA, in the house. So glad you guys are here. We got New Jersey. Let's see, Denver, Ann Arbor, Dayton. Yeah, North Carolina in the house. So glad you guys are here. All right, let's get to the case of the day. This is the case of Caitlin Tracey. Now, this is what I decided to do. I decided to go through this case chronologically as it was reported in the media, because I feel like that chronologic organization is my jam. That is how I organize everything. That is how I organize my cases. That's how I organize my stories. It's how I organize my mind. Chronology is my jam, I should say. So I thought that we would do it this way. We got a couple more. Wappingers Falls, New York. I think you made that up. Kentucky, Sunny Isles Beach, Florida, Jackson, Mississippi, Southern Indiana, Sydney, Australia. Good to see Sydney. They're in Eastern Australia. One of these days I want to get to Perth. I want to get to Western Australia. I've got an old friend there. Doesn't matter. What did I just do? What did I just do? Guys, you know what I just Tell me to stop doing that. Got to stop doing that. Okay. All right. So we are going to do this chronologically. Okay. Now, we've got several stories from several news sources, and we've got some video to watch, courtesy of Anjanette Levy over on Law and Crime. So we're going to do that. So come with me, if you will. Ooh, you know what? I just realized I didn't test it. Let's see if it works. Aha, yay, it worked this time. Sometimes I have to fix it. All right, over here on Acrobat, we've got this story. This is from October 28th, 2024. That would have been the 49th birthday of my sweetie pie, my snuggly bear, my one and only Kimberly Fish. Not Kim Fish, by the way, Kimberly. This is what it says. Woman found dead beside severed foot in stairwell of South Loop luxury high-rise. All right. Investigators were still working a crime scene Monday morning after a woman was found dead at the bottom of a luxury high-rise condo building in the South Loop. Let's take a look-see, by the way. I think I have this up. I do. For those of you on video, this is the high-rise we're looking at right here. It looks taller than 24 stories to me. It looks about 50-story building, but she apparently fell 24 stories from this South Prairie high-rise around 7:25. Let's see. Officers responded to the building on the 1200 block of South Prairie around 7:25 p.m. Sunday, which would have been the 27th of October, after a doorman reported that a resident had found a foot in a stairwell, according to dispatch records. The woman was not immediately identified, and the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office had not released a name or age in connection with the case as of Monday morning. An autopsy is scheduled for later in the day. Update on the 31st said the woman was 36. In a short written statement, Chicago PD spokesperson provided the following information. An unidentified adult female was found unresponsive at the bottom of the stairs at a residence at the above location. She was pronounced on the scene. That means she was pronounced dead on the scene. Detectives are conducting a death investigation pending autopsy reports. And then they put in online real estate listings show units available at the building start at just under $900,000. So this little CWB Chicago seems to be an independent little news source. And I am not diminuting in any way the little news source. I happen to work for a little news source, and I love hyperlocal news. So they were the first one that I saw on this. They followed up a couple days later saying the medical examiner and cops continue investigation after the woman was found dead. says this was on November 2nd of last year. Police continue to investigate the death of a woman who was found dead lying next to her severed foot at the bottom of a luxury high-rise stairwell in the South Loop. The building doorman summoned police to the 1200 block of South Prairie after a resident discovered the scene on the lower level around 7:25 p.m. last Sunday, October 27th. Investigators at the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office conducted an autopsy the next day, but the results are still pending. They have not released the woman's name. Of course, we know now that it is Caitlin Tracey. This is the only photo that I have of her prepared for tonight. She was married for a grand total of 6 months to this guy, a man named Adam Beckerink. In fact, why don't we pause here for a second in our reporting to just talk a little bit about who Caitlin Tracey was. There are a couple things that I learned, okay? She was born on May 29th of 1988. She died on October 27th. Well, she was discovered on October 27th. She could have died on the 26th, the 25th. But the official date of death was the 27th. That makes her 36 years old. She had two residences, one at 1201 South Prairie Avenue, that South Loop luxury high-rise that I showed you. She also had a home in New Buffalo, Michigan. That is this home right here. A beautiful little cottage on a beautiful street, a manicured and just lovely place. We're actually going to see this in video here in just a little bit, thanks to Law and Crime and Anjanette Levy. But so she lived there in Michigan and also here in Chicago. Let's see if I can back up from that anymore. What'd I do? Wow, fancy. How'd I do that? Amazing. Wow. Okay. How do I? This is cool. All right. Anyway, there it is. This high rise right here. The Grant Luxury Condos. Okie dokie. All right. So getting back to Caitlin, I've only seen her described as a tech executive. I haven't seen any other descriptions to tell me. Other than she was the chief people officer at Nuso, an AI and data analytics consultancy. I don't know what a chief people officer is. Having worked in the tech industry in Northern California, I once held the position of chief innovations officer, which, I mean, I guess that was a pretty good description of what I did. Like my job was to come up with the ideas that then Larry, who was my boss and coworker and collaborator, could bring to life through his engineering skills. But in Silicon Valley and in the tech industry, man, there are so many C-suite titles that I don't know mean anything. She was the chief people officer. What do you think that means? I think that means she was in HR. That's what I think that means, but I don't know. She is the daughter of Andrew and Monica Tracey. She was raised in a close-knit family. She was described by her family and colleagues as a warm, brilliant, driven, and thoughtful person. She split her life between a busy professional world in Chicago and a quieter residence in Michigan. She was known to be ambitious, caring, and deeply connected to her parents. She was married to Chicago tax attorney Adam Beckerink. At the time of her death, they had been married all of about 6 months, I understand. She filed an order of protection in Chicago in late 2023 describing severe abuse by Mr. Beckerink, including strangulation, suffocation, being slammed into surfaces, being blocked from escape. And apparently there was reports of escalated violence throughout 2023 and 2024. There was a 911 call from her Michigan home saying, please hurry. This was January 13th of 2024. There was a 911 call saying, "Please hurry. He's assaulted me before." She reported he was intoxicated, took her phone, fled with her vehicle. This call later became central to a domestic violence prosecution, which we will get to in the case. Now, and I might hop into, I'm gonna hop into those videos next. But real quick about Adam Beckerink, 47 years old now. I don't know his date of birth, but sometime 77, 78. Shared the residences on Prairie Avenue and in New Buffalo with his wife. He's an attorney. He specializes in state and local tax, corporate transactions, high net worth representation. Educated guy, BA from Shenandoah University, a JD from the University of Maryland School of Law, and an LLM in taxation from Georgetown University Law Center. He was an attorney advisor at the U.S. Tax Court. He was an associate at Baker McKenzie, a partner at Duane Morris. Seen as a high status, polished, professional, successful, but a documented history of violence against Caitlin. So alleged repeated abuse incidents in Chicago, an assault in New Buffalo, Michigan. On August 19th, we're going to get to this. There was a second Michigan incident involving strangulation marks, resisting arrest. He was charged with DV, interfering with electronic communications, and resisting officers. And let's take a look at this real quick, and then we're going to get back to our chronology. Let me come over here. And I'm going to have to mute myself while we do this. Give me a second. Okay, this one is about a minute long. I got this from Anjanette Levy's podcast on Law and Crime, Crime Fix. Here we go.
No. Hold on. Can you not put me in the car, please? Can we just talk? Can we just talk, please? Please, can we just talk before you put me in the car? Can we just talk right here? Just talk right here. How do you... Wait, hold on. Keep walking. Hold on, seriously, hold on. What? Don't keep walking. So angry. Wait. What the f*** are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about? Wait.
You know, he looks like a pretty physically strong dude. I imagine if it escalated to this point where his hands are cuffed behind his back, we've got multiple officers escorting him to their cruiser, it had already gotten kind of heated.
Wait, before you put, wait! Seriously! Listen to me! Will you please? Stuff out of his pocket. You can't search me! You cannot search me! That's illegal! That's a fucking illegal search! That's an illegal search! You know it is! That's an illegal search! Get off me! That's an illegal search! Get off me! You know that's illegal! Let go of my hands!
Adam, you're under arrest.
For what?
Let go!
Don't.
By the way, if somebody's under arrest, it is not an illegal search.
Let go of your pocket!
Let me talk to you!
Let go of your pocket!
Please let me talk to you!
Let go of your pocket!
All right, there's another view from inside the car. Let's have a look at this one.
Wait!
This is pretty much the same thing that just happened, but a look from inside the car.
Please, but wait! Seriously! I can't! Listen to me! Will you please? You can't search me! You cannot search me! That's illegal! That's a fucking illegal search! That's an illegal search! You know it is! That's an illegal search! Get off me! That's an illegal search! Get off me! You know that's illegal! Let go of my hands!
Adam, you're under arrest.
For what?
You are
Let go of it! Don't do it! Let go of your pocket! Let me talk to you!
Let go of your pocket!
Please let me talk to you!
Let go of your pocket!
Please!
Let go of your pocket!
Please let me talk to you!
Let go of your
Don't
pocket!
do it!
Let go!
Please, I'm giving my phone to you!
No!
That's fine, we're going home!
This finger's gonna hurt!
Please! Just please listen to me! Please listen to me! Please listen to me! We're going on a honeymoon! Guys, please! It's my phone! I'll get it for you! What the is happening here? It's my phone in my wallet.
Yeah, I'm getting
I need to go to my honeymoon. Can you just go talk to
Kind of feels like he's probably intoxicated again here, right? But again, look at him. That dude, I wish I had those arms. That dude is a physically strong guy. We have 3 cops working to contain him, to put him into that cruiser.
Please! This is stupid! God!
I'll rip your
That's all that's my please! What are you doing? You got everything, alright? Jesus Christ! Can I talk to you, please, before you shut this? Please, can I just talk to you? Can I just car? Can I talk to you? Can I talk to someone here?
Alright.
Can I talk to someone?
You're figuring
Go ask her. They said I have 2 felony warrants.
Okay.
I don't. I'm an attorney.
Okay.
So you go.
Well, we'll be able to confirm that. We'll figure it
Yes,
out.
but this time hurts.
Alright, well, you need to cooperate, and there'll be a lot
I'm
of
trying to.
things like adjust your cuffs.
Hey, can you please just talk to me? No one's gonna talk to me. No one's gonna fucking talk to me.
Felony, but keeping a phone, is that the same as it's all?
I just realized I was muted. I'm moving to the third video, third clip here. This one's about 1:42. Let me start it over.
Felony, but keeping a phone, is that the same as it's all? Interrupting and actually keeping it from her, is that the same? Pretty much, yeah. Okay. Well, this is gonna be a double PR1. I'm gonna head up there. Could you, whenever you get back or get a chance, could you just confirm the warrants and have them send them to the jail?
Just so you know, I turned your car radio all the way down because he was wigging out every time.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to need a welcome party for him. So, well, thanks for...
What? We're going to need a welcome party for this guy? Yeah, that's not... I'm sure he did not enjoy that.
stopping by.
Yeah.
Any of you guys get hurt?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
My wrist is killing me, so I'm just going to hit him with assaulting a police officer, so... that's why I was asking.
Windows rolled down.
He kicked me in the chest, and my left wrist is killing me, so. Alright.
Those were in his pocket.
Perfect.
Were those original?
Yeah. We were here for a similar situation years, not years, almost.
It was like in this.
Notice that is the house that we looked at, right? This is the Michigan house.
December, January.
It was a
There's
winter.
snow everywhere.
What were we dispatched to? It was not even a domestic. I showed up and she was bleeding all over her face, and he had hit her good, and then he stole like 20 grand. She's got a lot of money. Stole 20, 30 grand worth of her stuff. Took off in this Range Rover right here. Drove through somebody's yard. We couldn't find a vehicle. The courts issued the warrants. We kept them because we knew we were going to have more problems here. I showed up to the front door, which was cracked, and I heard her yell. I heard screaming, very faint screaming, and then I announced police, and I heard her yelling. So I made my way in and had him at taser point. He wasn't listening, but yeah, we're definitely gonna need a welcome party for that guy.
I mean, wow, right? So that was the January 13th of the same year incident that he's talking about. He drove away. They couldn't find him. There was a warrant issued for his arrest. So when they came to this domestic, they already had a felony warrant on him. One more clip, thanks to Law and Crime and Anjanette Levy. Here we go.
Please just go and hold my wife to the arrest, please.
No, Adam, you are under arrest, okay?
For what?
Like I told you, you have a felony warrant already
There are no
from a previous incident here, okay?
There's not.
There is.
How would I not know about it?
I don't know why.
Can I just hold her before I go to
No.
Why? Does
No.
she not want to come out?
You're
Can I
under
just
arrest.
give her
You're in
a-
the backseat of our
Can I
car.
just give her a hug?
No.
Please.
No.
This is stupid. There's no warrant.
I agree.
This is
I agree.
stupid. I didn't do anything. She has said that I didn't do anything.
No.
I know what she told you. I heard it on the radio.
Okay.
Can I please just go home?
No, you are
Can I
under
go
arrest.
hold my wife, please? We're going
You
to
have
our
a felony
honeymoon.
warrant. You obstructed
I don't
us.
have a fun. I didn't obstruct. You guys, look at my body.
That's
Please,
because
can I-
you were
please-
fighting with us.
Please, can I just go home? Just let me
No, you are
I'll
under
turn
arrest.
myself in tomorrow.
You are under arrest.
Please, can I
You
just-
are going to jail.
The narcissism of trying to negotiate after he is already in cuffs in the back of this cruiser is killing me. Just the narcissism, man.
Get that through your head. You're an attorney. You should understand that. You are under
Can I
arrest.
lay with my
You
wife?
are
and,
under
Can I
arrest.
just lay with my wife and go
No,
back?
you are
I'm
under
not the
arrest.
f***ing bad guy.
You are
I
under
didn't
arrest.
I didn't do anything.
I didn't do anything. I'm not a bad guy. I mean, the evidence is piling up against you, sir.
Do anything. She told you I didn't do anything. She told you that.
Okay.
Please, can I just go home?
No.
I'll turn myself in for if there are warrants, I'll turn myself in.
There are warrants,
Can you
and they're
please just
felony
let me-
warrants, and you also have 3 additional felony charges from tonight. Thank
3
you very
from
much.
the night? For what? For
Yep.
what? What the hell am I going to do now? What do I do?
You're going to jail. You see the judge tomorrow.
Have I been on mute this whole time? Look at you. Look at you, Autumn. I've been on mute this whole time. Oh, man. The audio. Oh, the audio. The audio. Oh, Gavin. Gavin. Thank you for alerting me with my panic button for my mods. I will have to edit that out. Yes, let's go back. Sorry, guys. Real quick, Content Angel said fancy title for human resources. My station has one called Head of People. Yes. And then I was saying to Angela, because she wrote so perfectly in Technology Industry Ease, a CPO oversees human resources with focus on employee engagement, culture, and talent management. It's written just the way a CPO would write it. Thank you, Angela. And then Tracey says it's a shame that he used those so-called muscles. No, those are definitely muscles. But he used them to beat his poor wife, and it is a sad, sad case. Tyler says, Gavin, my hair is where yours is. We started going long at the same time. That's pretty cool. I am looking forward to it being done with. Autumn Doyle says, our amazing moderator, who I think probably hit the panic button. If you have to tell someone I'm not a bad guy, you are, in fact, a bad guy. Indeed. All right. Thank you. You got all the muted. Oh, you guys are taking care of me. Good job, guys. Good job. And thank you. Thank you for doing that. I've got a voice for YouTube, but I'm muted. So that's so funny. I was talking to myself the whole time. You guys are funny. One man's trash. It looked interesting, Gavin. That is so funny. I'm sorry, guys. Now I'll have to go back and edit that out. I try not to edit in this little world of mine. But hey, I wanted to remind you that at the end of this video, we are going to do a 3-question segment. So if you have 3 questions, nothing's off the table. If you have questions for Gavin, we will do that at the end, and it's my pleasure to do that. I like doing that. So, okay, let's go back over here. This is from the 12th of November. Okay, Michigan judge grants parents of woman found dead in South Loop custody of her remains. A Michigan judge has ruled in favor. Yeah, so like they wanted her remains and he fought them. A Michigan judge has ruled in favor of the parents who sought to block their daughter's husband from retrieving her remains after she was found dead in his South Loop apartment building, citing his alleged history of abuse. The body of Caitlin Tracey, 36, of New Buffalo, Michigan, was found. It was missing a foot. About 7:20 p.m. on October 27th in a stairwell outside her husband's high-rise apartment. I honestly, this is a tangent. Don't worry, I'm not going to hit the button. I might hit the button. I just like the button. This is a little bit of a tangent, but why are there still high rises that have staircases, stairwells where one can fall 24 floors? Why is that still a thing? That am I wrong here? I'm going crazy? That should not even be a thing. There should not be a way for somebody to plummet Jason Bourne style 24 floors to their death, or in Bourne's case, to the death of the person he was riding. So, like, anyway. Police say Tracey had fallen 20 stories. An autopsy performed by the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office was still pending as of, this was November 12th of 24. Following her death, her parents, Andrew and Monica Tracey, went to court in Illinois and Michigan in an attempt to block her husband, Adam Beckerink, from retrieving her remains, citing his alleged history of abuse against her and the circumstances surrounding her death. On Tuesday, Judge Brian Berger of Berrien County, Michigan, granted Tracey's parents exclusive control of her remains and sole responsibility for her funeral arrangements. So what I really feel for these parents is that from the time she died on the 27th till this day, they likely have not been able to mourn their daughter because they've been fighting for justice for their daughter. And here it was 2 weeks later, and they had already been in court trying to get their daughter's remains. Okay. Then we kind of go radio silent until May, when the Cook County coroner revealed the primary cause of death. This was May of this year, okay? Cook County medical examiners ruled Caitlin Tracey died from a fall, but said the manner of death remains undetermined. So the Cook County medical examiner announced on Monday that Caitlin Tracey, 36, died of multiple injuries, fall from height. Her body was found in the stairwell of her husband's South Loop high-rise on October 27th, 2024. While her cause of death is now confirmed, the office said it has not determined how or why she fell and has listed her manner of death as undetermined. Her husband, Adam Beckerink, was arrested months later on March 7th, 2025, on a fugitive warrant out of Michigan. According to Chicago police and court records, the arrest is not directly related to Tracey's death. So, yeah, this guy's been facing all sorts of problems. The husband, blah, blah, blah. Beckerink, 46, is a well-known tax attorney in Chicago. He was taken into custody at his South Loop condo, the same building where Tracey died. The Michigan warrant stemmed from a domestic violence case in Berrien County where Tracey had lived in a New Buffalo home before and during their 6-month marriage. Court records say police were called twice to Tracey's Michigan home in 2023. January 13th of 2023, and then August, give me a second. August 19th of 2024. Hang on. Let's go back to this here. So twice in 2023, in one instance, she was reported to have visible injuries and accused Beckerink of assault and theft. So twice in 2023 and also twice in 2024. He faces 6 felony charges, including DV and resisting arrest. All right. We get a few days later, and we get a few more details out of the New York Post. Caitlin Tracey's body found pulverized in luxury Chicago condo. A Chicago tech executive was found pulverized and missing a foot in a stairwell of a luxury condo building where she lived with her husband. Her heartbroken family has revealed now they're fighting for justice. Caitlin Tracey, 36, died from multiple injuries in a fall from height after plummeting more than 20 stories down a stairwell at her South Loop building, the Cook County Medical Examiner ruled. However, the manner of death was left as undetermined. There have been no charges filed as of May. Blah, blah, blah. His attorney says he had nothing to do with his wife's death, and he will continue to appear in court, and we will continue to speak through our filings in court on his behalf. Tracey's family is pushing to keep attention on the case. Attorneys hired by her loved ones told Fox 32 in March that her body was pulverized and her foot severed in the fall. Her grieving parents were embroiled in a legal dispute earlier this year over the handling of her remains. Parents eventually won custody, and then Beckerink was previously a partner at Dwayne Morris, was fired after the abuse allegations surfaced. So here again, that one was January 2024, and we found the video, again, thanks to Law and Crime and Jeanette Levy, from August of 2024. So at least twice in 2024 and 2 more times in 2023, ostensibly before they were married, because they'd only been married about 6 months when she died in October. So that makes that April or May wedding, right? Tracey told police that Beckerink had assaulted her and stolen some of her items. Tracey had cuts on her lips and other red markings. Beckerink allegedly told Tracey to tell officers her 911 call was accidental. That was one of his felony charges, was interfering with a 911 call. And then, the previous year, November, Tracey received a protective order against Beckerink in Chicago after multiple battery reports to police. However, she dropped the case the following month after Beckerink allegedly threatened to sue her for defamation. Man. Following his March 7th arrest, Beckerink was being held in protective custody in the Cook County Jail, according to court documents. Okay, let's skip forward to, let's see, is there any more? Oh, this is where the 911 call, kind of more details of the 911 call come out, thanks to the New York Post. Chicago tech executive who was found pulverized after plummeting more than 20 stories from a luxury condo in October reportedly begged police to please hurry in a chilling, newly released 911 call made as her husband allegedly attacked her. Caitlin Tracey, 36, told dispatchers her husband, Adam Beckerink, was drunk and had pushed her down during the distressing call made about 10 months before her mutilated body was found in the stairwell of the ritzy South Loop building where she lived with her 46-year-old spouse. Quote, he's assaulted me before, the panicked wife said during the January 13th emergency call obtained by the Daily Mail. Please hurry. Tracey's desperate cry for help, made around 8:30 p.m., soon became incoherent due to her high emotional state. And I've seen some video. I didn't cut it up and prepare it for you guys, that was shown in court of, I think, this incident. So yeah, we had all sorts of problems. Okay, let's skip forward to last month. This is where he was sentenced for DV in Michigan, October 20th. The husband of Caitlin Tracey, the woman who was found dead in South Loop, was sentenced in separate domestic case in Michigan courthouse Monday. He pleaded no contest to domestic abuse and violating a no contact order back in August. He was remanded into custody by the Berrien County Sheriff's Office. He was sentenced to 93 days in jail for both the domestic violence and contempt of court counts, but the sentences will run concurrently. Domestic violence count stems from an incident January 13th. He received credit for 2 days of time served. For the interference with electronic communication count, he was sentenced to 2 years probation, which begins today. When he is released, his curfew will be from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m., blah, blah, blah. Okay, so all the way until October 20th, when this poor woman fell to her death, more than 20 stories in that ritzy condo, which I just don't know how condo buildings can have stairwells like that anymore. My goodness. There have been no charges for almost a year. Okay, she was found on October 27th of 2024. Now, on October 27th of 2025, we learn that Caitlin Tracey's husband was charged with murder 1 year after her death in Chicago. This is from Fox 32. The husband of Caitlin Tracey, the woman who was found dead from a fall at a South Loop condo building a year ago, was charged with first-degree murder on Monday. Adam Beckerink, 47, was charged in Cook County Court almost exactly a year after Tracey was found dead. So it was reported on the 27th. It must have happened on the 26th. Local prosecutors allege Beckerink caused Tracey's death by, quote, throwing her over the railing of the 24th floor of the east stairwell of 1201 South Prairie Avenue on October 25th, according to court documents. Wow, so they have gotten it specific, right? Oh, I wonder what evidence they have that gets it to the 25th. Tracey, 36, died because of multiple injuries from a fall from height, according to the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office, but it had not yet been determined whether she died as a result of a homicide. He had already pleaded no contest and was sentenced for DV in Michigan, where the couple also shared a home. A judge sentenced him to 93 days, blah, blah, blah. In a statement released through a spokesperson, Tracey's parents, Andrew and Monica Tracey, said in part, today's charges of first-degree murder against Adam Beckerink is another big step in the path to obtain justice for Caitlin. We are very grateful for the dedicated work of the Chicago Police Department. Good for them. You know, I think it can be so frustrating for families of victims of violent crime to be patient while cases make their way through the process. And when I see grace of people like Dr. Tracey and her husband, I am just in awe of that. It's just amazing. Okay, so today's charges of first-degree murder against Adam Beckerink is another big step in the path to obtain justice for Caitlin. We are very grateful for the dedicated work of the Chicago PD. We dearly miss Caitlin, as do her friends. Our family hopes that during the murder case against Adam Beckerink, that the truth about the last months of Caitlin's life and the events leading to her tragic death are revealed, so our wonderful daughter can finally be laid to rest. And I also saw a video of them, which I wish I could have gotten in time for our schedule tonight, was the victim impact statement that they made at his sentencing on the 20th of last month in Michigan, where they just said he had kind of gotten his hooks into her and she was trapped. It's so that this kind of stuff you just hope it won't happen to somebody you know and love. And yet I know that there are people that are watching me right now that it has happened to people they love or to yourselves. And those of you who have gotten out of it, boy, am I happy for you and proud of you for doing it, because it's not easy. It's dangerous and difficult. And if we learned anything from the Micah Francis case. It's the coercive control is just overwhelming in cases like this. And I just want to tell you that I'm proud of you if you've been able to get out of a situation like that. And unfortunately for this beautiful young 36-year-old woman, she was unable to do so. And it's not her fault. It's his fault. Allegedly. Right? I mean, he's been sentenced. He pleaded no contest. It is his fault. It's his fault. So, yeah. All right. That is the end of tonight's story, but not the end of tonight's video, because it is time for 3 questions.
It's 3 questions with Gavin Fish.
Okay. I'm going to have to think of a different way to do this, because I kind of feel like the magic of the 3 questions is in the surprise of the question. And if I take a moment, even just a brief moment, to look at your emails that you've sent to 3questions@gavinfish.com, I've already had a chance to think about it. So maybe what I'll do is I will forward those over to one of my volunteers, and maybe on Slack we can make it so that these drop, in real time on the video. Because I think, again, the magic is me not knowing what the question is going to be. I haven't put a lot of thought into these, though. I just copied and pasted them. Honestly, I've forgotten what they are at this point, but I just copied and pasted them out of my email. Thank you to those who sent in some questions for me. And if you have a question that you're curious about, by the way, it doesn't have to be about me. It doesn't have to be about true crime. It doesn't have to be about anything. If you have just a question about the universe and you're curious what my opinion is on it, go for it. Go for it. All right. The first question is, what is the most oddly specific skill you have that would absolutely never help you in a survival situation? A specific skill that I have that would not help me in a survival situation. Okay, I have the ability to pop my lips. I'll give you an example of what it is. I can make that sound with my lips. But it goes beyond that. You see, I can control the pitch. I can do any note, and I'm pretty pitch perfect about it. And so I can pop songs. That would not help me. What's a song that I could do? Yeah, I can just, I can. My brother taught me how to do it. And there's only my brother, myself, and a little girl at church years and years ago. I taught her how to do it, but I've seen her since. She's like a young woman now. She's 13 or 14 years old. They came and visited us last year from California, and she had forgotten how to do it. So I believe my brother and I are the only ones who do, that I know, that make this sound. But I'm the only one who has decided to turn it into a musical talent. So yeah, that wouldn't help. That wouldn't help. Let me see what you guys are saying about that. Yes, one man's trash. Hold on. I've got weird buttons here. Yes, I have musical lips. I do. I have musical lips. Yes, indeed. All right, next question. And remember, Send in your questions to 3questions@gavinfish.com. Question number 2. What is your purpose in life? Well, what is my purpose in life? You know, wait a minute, hang on. Before we get to the next one, this gives me time to think about it. Emily, I can see the whole chat trying it now. Pammy says, I can do it too. Egads, now I have a new talent to teach my grands. Nice. Michelle says, it could help if you were in a kidnapping situation. It might annoy the kidnappers. Yeah. Could be. Okay. What is my purpose in life? I think the purpose in every life is to be happy, is to be joyful. And it's that simple. It's to find happiness. Specifically, it's to find joy. And the misery of it is that you can't experience joy unless you have experienced sorrow or deep grief or pain. And that's something that I remind myself when I have those days where I'm a little blue, or when I'm feeling a little melancholy, or I'm maybe spending a little too much time thinking about or dwelling on the past, is that you have to have those moments in order to have the moments of just visceral joy. I can tell you a couple experiences where I've had that. The very first time one of our children, which would have been our first child, said, Dada, that is a deeply joyful experience. Now, some people have to go through just so much heartache in order to get there to where they have a child sitting there saying, Dada or Mama. Our first daughter, when our olders were little, I spoke to them exclusively in Spanish. And she had this cute little way of asking for more. You know, if she wanted more Cheerios or she wanted more whatever baby food, or what. Well, she was too old for baby food at that point. No, she wasn't. She would say mas, but it came out as mash. And I just loved it. I remember the first time I stalled on purpose and recovered an aircraft when I was a student pilot. Just the overwhelming joy of being able to control a machine that way, understand what's happening to the machine and with the machine, and what kind of things my input might lead to an aircraft stalling. And I just absolutely loved that. You know, that when the first time I remember our oldest son really wanted to pitch on his little league team. And he had no experience, and he was on a team of winners who had been playing since T-ball, and this was his second year. And he just wasn't good at it, but there he was out on the mound. And his coach worked with him to help him learn to pitch. And there he was out on the mound, hucking him in there as good and as hard as he could. And he did a great job. And it just, I think it was my failure in that particular sport that just made my heart leap for joy watching him do that, and watching him just grin as he was doing it. That is the purpose of life. Our purpose is to have joy, to experience true, deep, and lasting happiness. And that's the purpose. That's it. Last question. If you could pull one object out of any historical photograph and keep it in the present day, what would you choose and why? Out of a historic photograph, not a historic like illustration or a painting or cave art or engraving. We're talking about a photograph here. I know what I would want to have, but I wouldn't be able to pull it out of a photograph. So let's think about some historic photographs. Sorry, I keep bumping the desk here. Man, that's a tough one. What if you could pull one object out of any historical photograph and keep it in the present day, what would you choose and why? Here's one, but this one is like really just selfish and pretty trite. There's nothing deep to this at all. My maternal grandfather, who died, I think in 2012. Is that right? Anyway, he's been gone a while. He was somebody who I deeply admired and loved, and just had so many experiences just as being part of that generation. That there are just so many cool historic things. But his parents, so my great grandparents, bought a Ford Model T. It was a Ford Model A. And they didn't know how to drive. And so they had it out in the field and they were learning to drive it around, and it broke down out in the field. And he was just a little boy when this happened. And so as he grew up and got to be about 14 years old, that thing had just rotted out in the field. And he asked his parents if he could try and fix it. And they said, if you can fix it, you can have it. So he went to work. I don't know how long it took him, like a year or two, probably. But he took that thing completely apart and piece by piece brought it back up to the garage, got everything restored, bought new parts if he needed them, tires, wheels, things like that. And he got that thing running and with no, like, nobody taught him how to do this. He just understood mechanics very, very well. It served him well in World War II, by the way. He was a tank destroyer driver in World War II, and that had a big Cadillac engine, and he knew that engine inside and out before he was ever put in that tank destroyer. And he said that it was the best running tank destroyer in Patton's army and the only one that was ungoverned. He knew exactly what to do with that thing. Anyway, with that old Model A, he got that thing working, and I think he got it working before. I mean, I don't know that they even had driver's licenses at that point in that part of Summit County, Utah. I doubt it. I mean, we're talking the 30s here, right? And so his parents, true to their word, let him keep it, and it was his job to drive his mom wherever she needed to go. He learned to drive by driving the car that he fixed that had been rotting out in the wilderness. And there is an old picture of Grandpa with his Model A, and I wish I could just pluck that out of a photo and have that old car. It'd be pretty cool. Pretty cool. Okay, couple comments that you guys have. Send me again your questions to 3questions@gavinfish.com, and we will try to keep this little segment alive.
It's 3 questions with Gavin Fish.
All right, let's see what you guys are saying. Patty says the building probably has stairwells for fire escapes codes. Yeah, I get like stairwells are okay, but the kind of wells where you can fall down them, that's not okay. You know what I mean? Like I've been in buildings where there are stairs going all the way to the top, but not the kind that you can fall through. It's like there are walls with stairs between them that you go up, you turn, and between walls you go up again. You know, that's kind of what I think. Um, Lynette says the purpose of life is to love. Golden Mare asks me, can I signal SOS? I don't know the Morse code. I don't. I probably should. Pammy says, can't have one without the other. That's true. Can't have joy without the sorrow. That is true. Lynette says, whatever I said was adorable. Tina, it's so funny the things we remember about our kids, each a different thing that sticks with you. Yes, indeed. Lynette, I bet flying like that is freeing. Yeah, I have been an aviation enthusiast since before I was born. Dad was in the Air Force. He was out of the Air Force by the time I have any memory. Well, before I was born. And, but airplanes were just always a part of my life. My dad was in aerospace. He was a solid propellant guy in rocketry. So I've just always been around airplanes. I've always loved it. When I got the opportunity to go to flight school, it was this junky little place out in Natomas, California, suburb of Sacramento, at a little airstrip with a 1,600-foot strip that was about 10 feet wide, potholes on either end. And I'm really grateful for that strip because I can put an airplane on the stripes to this day. If I go into an airport that is just this wide, luxurious airport, I don't need any of it. I need exactly the width of my landing gear, and I can put that thing on the stripes thanks to learning to fly Cessna 150s, J3, Piper J3s. Those are little tail dragger Cubs, Cessna 172s, Cessna 182s. I learned to fly a Beach Bonanza there. Learned to fly a Piper Arrow, and I'm so grateful for that. But yeah, that whole I'm not even an aerobatic guy. I don't do anything exciting other than I just love to fly, and it does give you the feeling of freedom. It does. Lynette says, I love watching my kiddo take after me while doing marching band. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. All right. Anything else? Yeah, lots of cool things. Snarky Pants knows SOS and Morse code, but how would I do long dashes with a popping sound? How would I do that? I don't even know. Shay, is there anything I can't do? Yeah. And all the things I can do, I don't do well. It's part of my personality is that I just enjoy lots of things. And so I experience lots of things. And my poor wife, my snuggly bear, my one and only, she's had to be very patient with me over the years. All right, guys, thank you so much for spending some time with me today. We'll keep our eye on this case. Hopefully there is justice for Caitlin on the horizon with the arrest happening just last month. I'm sure we're a couple years out, but I am hopeful that there will be some justice for her and some rest for her parents. With that, tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we will be doing our Friday night recap, going over all the cases that we've talked about this week. Oh my goodness, it just one day bleeds into the next. I walked into my wife's work today just as I was walking by from the gym, and I've been working out 6 days a week now, guys, for 2 months straight. It's been going really well, but I didn't even know what day it was. I walked in there and had this moment of like, wait a minute, is she working today? Yes, she is. Okay, so we're going to be doing a recap on the Kevin Mullins, Mickey Steins case. We're going to be talking about Celeste Rivas Hernandez. We're going to be talking about Melody Buzzard and recapping Caitlin Tracey. Those are the cases that we talked about this week. And then there are others in true crime that we're probably going to touch on again in our Friday night recap. So please join me tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, right here on this here channel. Until then, I bid you adieu, thanking you so much for your patience as I have those Dill Holio moments where I keep the mute on too long. Thank you guys, and thank you, Autumn. I assume it was Autumn, one of my mods, for hitting the panic button, for letting me know. Okay, bid you adieu. See you tomorrow. Take care. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked what you saw, please consider subscribing. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below.